silence, we must be mistaken. It's the same old thing, since 1960. In your head, they're still fighting with their tens and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, beyond that, yeah. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. It's in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie.
Too far away to hold me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. Name in the sky, does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could leave without me. Leave without me. You know I'm the one who put you out there. And don't know why. Thinking you could leave without me.
I like this thumbnail. Hey guys.
Good morning everyone. Let me just go ahead and adjust the volume of the audio. I hope the music's not too loud. You guys are gonna have to help again in letting me know if the music's too loud, too soft, etc., etc. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Krisha's here with me. You guys probably already can hear her. Let me know if she's too soft. Krisha, could you say something?
What's up, everybody?
That's
going to be my status quo volume.
All right.
Okay, so let me just link this to the
Discord.
the main group. Yeah. I didn't find it for a second. I had to go into our main channel. Okay, and here we are.
There we go. Boom, and we got the chart up and running too.
Beautiful. It's good to be back, though.
It is
Very good to be back.
And oh my, Bitcoin at $35,000. Not quite at 35,000 just yet, but hey, if you guys did watch yesterday's video, I started off the video by saying I strongly disagree with those opinions of $30,000 being strong resistance. And you guys don't hear me say that often, right? I don't use the term I strongly disagree. But yeah, it just didn't make sense what people were saying. And you guys gotta be very careful listening to mass public going into this bull run. Okay, it may get you guys out of really good positions, and there's nothing worse than feeling the feeling of missing out on a huge run when you had a good position, right? When you had a good position, you guys don't want to lose that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the chat. But let me know first, everyone. Kusha, have you checked the audio? Is everything good? Could you just double check on your side?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? So just, you know, give us a thumbs up if I am loud and clear, because oftentimes, well, people can seem to hear me. So let's just make sure. Can you guys hear me? I guess nobody can hear me.
Can you guys hear Kusha? Let me know, because you guys should be able to hear her.
Okay, there we go. All good. Hey, Justin. Good to see you in here. Hey, Ken. Andrew.
Awesome. So we have Kyle Medina in here too. How's it going, Kyle? RV, hey, how's it going? Hey, yeah, we have to have that conversation, man. So Kusha and I were actually talking about this while we were on vacation too. We wanted to let you guys know in the Mango community, if you guys have been long-term, not just long-term members, but active members in the community, we'd love to, you know, bring on more team members to help the community grow. Of course, there would be incentives involved. There's always incentives. We're in the blockchain space, after all. Incentives are the name of the game. But yeah, if you guys have skills that, you know, and it needs to be something that you enjoy doing though, right? If it's something you hate doing, it's not Mango, man. It needs to be something you enjoy doing. And if it's like skills like writing, editing, etc., like editing, photo editing or whatever, things, even helping with like our live streams and making the quality better, because I'd rather focus on what I enjoy doing, which is teaching and trading. That's primarily my two loves, and Kusha loves other things, and you guys may love other things. If we all just get together and do the things we love, hey, you know, we can build a fun community. That's what life is supposed to be about. Having fun, doing what you enjoy.
So yeah, definitely hit us up if, yeah, you guys have any things to, well, contribute.
Justin has already volunteered his services to give us all massages, on which Vishal will be building the massage chairs and the massage tables, because that's what he loves doing. So you see, it's all coming together, guys. It's all coming together.
That's funny. Man, Bitcoin is relentless here. I'm actually just looking at the chart. I'm looking at this move, and I think that we're already at $36,000. No. Sorry, my level that I'm looking at is at $36,000. I think that's where we're going today. If this is currently seeing continuation, I was looking for a couple of hourly candles to close and, you know, start breaking the highs. So I think the next level, Sean, is $36,000. Let that sink in.
Pretty much already there. It's all so surreal at this point. I don't know what to say. But you gotta trade this, guys. Like Krisha keeps saying, price agnostically. Don't look at it as $35,000. Look at it as $35 or $3.05, right? Because it doesn't change the way you trade it. Doesn't change it at all. I was looking at the monthly the other day, and I asked Kusha, I was telling Kusha, don't look at this as a parabolic move. Look at the monthly chart and assume it's just a 4-hour time frame, right? Right over here, you guys can see it. Let me just clear out the chart a little bit. I have the monthly opened up. Imagine this was a 4-hour time frame chart. You wouldn't say that, hey, this is parabolic, right? You'd just be looking at this as, hey, this is a breakout. And we've been talking about exactly this, guys, for months and months and months and months. We were preparing for this. This is one of the reasons why we were looking at the higher time frames, so that we don't get caught out of position, and we are keeping an eye on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is this: we had a ascending triangle on the monthly time frame. So if you assume that this was a 4-hour chart, right, just pretend it's a 4-hour chart, would this look that parabolic? No, it wouldn't. And the charts tell the story all the time. You play the charts, because would it make sense to have a structure like this, right, on the 4-hour time frame, and then we just break out a little bit, come test 25,000, and then break back in? That would be a fake out on the monthly time frame, right? And that would be extremely bearish. But we had a bullish bias. So if you're looking at this through a bullish bias on the monthly time frame, you're looking for a breakout, right? Way past this, which is why I was saying 30,000, and hey, perhaps now even 50,000. But what are your thoughts, Kusha? Do you think we actually get to 50,000? What are your
That's the thing, right? You can, because right now, I mean, it is a blue sky breakout, but what's important here is that there is no more information just besides current price action, right? And we can just look at current price action. We can look at things like volatility, volume, all of these things. So I don't know if you're going to get to 50,000. I just know that the next target is going to be 36, 37. So if we start breaking that, then yes, I will be looking at higher numbers, but it's going to be an if this then that, as usual.
Yeah, that's fair. My view on that is that people are going to be looking at these. There's only one thing to look at, right? Round figures. Now, I understand that you're looking at things a little bit more complicated, and we won't get into that right now. We leave that for the weekly streams, the weekly videos, on the daily videos rather. But I'm going to be keeping it simple on my part, and I'll be referencing your technical analysis for the more complicated trades. I'll be taking on leverage. But for the easier trades, my bigger position trades on the higher time frames, I'll be looking at key round figure numbers. And the key round figure number that I'm concerned about is around $50,000. That more so, not because it's only a round figure number, but because it's also lining up, I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, one of you guys in the audience, I believe that lines up with Bitcoin hitting $1 trillion market cap. Correct, Kusha? Do you know?
Yes.
Right on that?
Yes, I think it is 50K, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
around
50K is going. Yeah. That sounds about right.
I'm not completely certain that is because it depends on the amount of Bitcoin that has been issued and will be issued as well, right? So the issuance does matter, the amount of Bitcoin mined. So that does line up though, somewhere around there. With that in mind, though, right? The fact that we know now what's been happening. Okay, let's drill down a little bit. Yeah, look at the psychology of the market. The 4-hour time frame, the breakouts have been getting front run on multiple aspects, right? People are literally getting into position without the highs being taken out yet, but the candle closes have been good enough. This particular 4-hour breakout, which we're about to have actually confirmed in around 20 minutes, right? We're about to close this candle in 20 minutes. Again, you can see it's already front run. This move is already extended. This bull flag is already pretty much met its measured move. We didn't even, all that was required was the high to be taken out, and you're seeing people get into position for the next leg up to the next round figure, which was 35,000. We pretty much hit that. With that in mind, I'm wondering, do we see a front run on that $50,000 level, right? Do we see people wanting to take profits before others do? Because Jesus Christ, like every $1,000 move too now, which is happening in no time, is going to be drastic profits for a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of profits. So if you look at the nominal value, you're thinking, hey man, I don't care whether I sell at 48,000 or 47,000. That's as good as 50,000 to me. Will people look to front run that $50,000 mark, and do we see some resistance around the $48,000 mark?
So I think it's really going to boil down to sentiment at that point in time, right? Also, I feel like, so what's happening right now is that I feel like, think of there's not much noise, with what Bitcoin is doing right now. No one is really, I'm not seeing that happiness, that joy you know, like we see when the alts run, when the whole DeFi narrative was like, you know, full blown. You're not seeing that right now. So I wonder, you know, how much of the market is actually short. Like, I feel like, yeah, like when I say short Bitcoin, I'm not saying, you know, they've gone and, you know, actively shorted Bitcoin, but I'm saying that they don't have any Bitcoin. They either don't have any or they don't have enough. So with that in mind, you know, if as soon as price starts ripping and ripping higher, I feel like we may even find FOMO.
I agree. People will just capitulate on waiting or capitulate on their alt positions. And we've been referencing this, Krisha, since around $9,000 to $10,000 Bitcoin, right? We've been talking about how it's not just actually we were talking about in particular institutions how they were going to feel severely short Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that around 8,000 actually, right after the Paul Tudor Jones news came out, where he's like, all right, I'm going to be getting into a Bitcoin position around 2% of his entire portfolio, which is huge, by the way, considering it's Paul Tudor Jones, as a hedge. All right, he used the word hedge. Now that suddenly has massive implications to every fund out there, because Paul Tudor Jones is Paul Tudor Jones. He pretty much validated Bitcoin as a hedge against the financial system. So if you're looking at Bitcoin as a hedge and you're massive institutional, you're holding a lot of like money and you have to protect your investors, you're thinking, damn, I need to get that hedge too. And if I don't have that hedge, I am short Bitcoin, right? I am short that hedge. Regardless of whether you actually short Bitcoin or not, like you mentioned, Krisha, if you don't have Bitcoin, if you are at 0 Bitcoin, you are short the position you should be. So that's what we were talking about when we were talking about, and I didn't want to force that in too much because I don't want to like drive FOMO, etc. But that was our mindset, right?
Yeah.
And we started seeing that unfold when we got to 12K initially, got the initial thrust to 20K, and then we pulled back. But that narrative, or rather that fundamental thesis, is not going to change anytime soon. And then we got the big news from Michael Saylor coming out saying that he accumulated a lot of Bitcoin as well. And he started being a lot more vocal about his mindset going into all of that. And then he said that too. He's like, at $10,000, he was beginning to panic, right? He was buying and buying and buying. He was beginning to panic, feeling extremely short Bitcoin. The words he used was, I was feeling critically short Bitcoin. And I was like, damn, it's all beginning to show now, right? And then 10K broke. And that was a key level we were looking for those monthly candles to hold at 10,650. Then we closed above that. We closed into the 11K zone, and that was the big move, because leading into August, September, we said, guys, the big tell is going to be if we see that monthly close above 10,900. So I'm going to switch over to the monthly again, and I'll tell you guys how I came to that thesis, because we had never ever actually lived a monthly candle above that level, right? Ever since, I believe, even, yeah, again, 10,900 was the resistance, around 10,800 was the resistance in this zone over here, when we had the run from March all the way to June to 14,000. This candle I discounted. This candle I discounted as the parabolic candle. I said, my thesis was, if you discount these two candles, Bitcoin has never lived an actual candle above 10,900. And we did that too then. And ever since then, boom, 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 you're seeing all of that unfold and unfold and unfold now. So, but people feeling extremely short Bitcoin. And now the retailers are following. The retailers are beginning to feel short Bitcoin too. You're seeing people come into the Mango channel and ask questions like, hey, will Bitcoin pull back? You're seeing PMs every day, Krisha. You're probably getting them too. I'm getting them every freaking morning. Will we see Bitcoin pull back before 30,000? Now it's, will we see Bitcoin pull back before 35K? Then the next question will be, will we see Bitcoin pull back before 50K? And I really don't know anymore, man.
Yeah, and that's the first sign, right? That people are not, I feel like a lot of people were caught off guard, at least when it came to Bitcoin's volatility, to a point where they were not positioned, you know, for the move. So, man, it's crazy. I'm just looking at this chart and I'm just like, holy moly, who would have thought, you know? I mean,
I
just
did.
this month, Sean. I mean, sorry,
Yeah.
just this week. Apologies. This week alone, we have gains of 31.99, 32% essentially.
Yeah, that's
32% in 1 week on Bitcoin.
yeah, that's
You know, I mean, it's like now Bitcoin is like almost one of our shit coins. You know, just pump, 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 pump.
This month has just started. We're only 3 days into the month, and we are okay. So if you discount this month, and because we've been only 3 days into the month, we have actually moved a good 150% in only 2 months. Just
Yeah.
2 months. So it's good to see. It's good to see. But again, like you said, Kusha, I think a lot of people are feeling short Bitcoin, which is why I think this is just going to keep running. I'm looking at a lot of the older groups from 2016, 2017, the Telegram groups that I'm still part of, and people are desperately looking for that altcoin rally. And I'm not sure whether it's going to come or not.
I don't, I wouldn't be too quick to dismiss the alts, not yet, at least. I find that, so yesterday when I covered Ethereum, right, this is one point that I did bring up. Now, if you look at the altcoins, many of the altcoins, not just Ethereum, but if you just kind of go through the board, look at the high M caps as well as the mid M caps, you'll notice that on the USD charts, they've all been in an uptrend. The uptrends have been intact. Altcoins relative to USD. Okay, so that is essentially telling us that these altcoins, they too are in a bull market. Okay, however, they're not outperforming Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? So people, yes, they're kind of depressed when it comes to altcoins right now. But another point that I'd mention is that make sure that you have your priorities set. So ask yourself, are you here to collect USD? Right? Do you just want to outperform USD, or are you here to collect Bitcoin? At which point you want your assets to well outperform Bitcoin. And as things stand right now, I mean, Bitcoin is on a tear, right? There's no alt right now at the very least. From at least the high M caps, there's nothing that's really outperforming Bitcoin right now. But I think that it could very well have its time in the sun. Okay, but that's really going to depend on whether or not, the alts really start moving from here, because a lot of the altcoins, Sean, we have not taken out all-time highs.
Yeah.
So we've yet to get there. So that volatility has really yet to pick up on many of the altcoins. And I feel like as soon as it does start picking up, there is a chance where the altcoins might outperform Bitcoin.
I agree. But let's let the charts tell the story.
Yeah.
And we have to come to terms with the fact that, and I think I talked to you about, I think I talked to you about this a month ago, right, Krisha? We were talking about, was it you or was it Vinny or Trader Fisher? I'm not sure who I was talking to, but we discussed essentially how I believe that Bitcoin is the Ethereum of the last run, right? Because if you think about the entire Ethereum run that we had last time around was because of the entire institutional attention Ethereum was getting, the hype that followed through after that, right? We had the Ethereum Alliance, we had JP Morgan, we had Goldman Sachs, all talking about Ethereum. We had the huge conference where all these big names were there. They started their own Ethereum blockchain. Nothing came out of it. Any of that, right? Because it was nonsense. Ethereum was nowhere close to ready, and all of those banks and I don't know who all were interested, but they were trying to build their own private blockchain that defeated the purpose of everything.
Yeah.
So nothing came out of that. This time, however, a lot is likely to come out of this because people aren't building their own Bitcoin. When Paul Tudor Jones and Michael Saylor, they all get interested, they're not getting interested in blockchain, they're getting interested in Bitcoin as an actual reserve. So and Bitcoin actually has has limited number of Bitcoins, unlike Ethereum that is constantly printing more and more and more. Now, I'm not saying Ethereum's not going to run, but Bitcoin may run the way Ethereum ran, that parabolic move that Ethereum had last rally from around $14 all the way to $1,400. Bitcoin.
Uh-oh. Give me 1 second, Sean. I don't know. It's just me, or is Sean's mic off? Give us a heads up, guys. I think he went a bit I lost you there for a second.
All right, can you hear me now?
Okay, better.
Okay, perfect. What was the last thing you
Sweet.
heard me say?
You were basically talking about how Bitcoin's narrative is much stronger than any of the altcoins right now, unlike Ethereum last.
Yeah, so and that's
last
all
cycle.
we care about, right? At the end of the day, like I'm a, you could call me a Bitcoin maximalist, but I believe in Bitcoin. But at the same time, I also believe in making money and putting food on my plate, putting a roof over my head, and building a good life. So whether Ethereum runs or Bitcoin runs or Chainlink runs, I'm not going to be picking based on my fundamental beliefs. I'll be picking on what makes money, what's trending stronger. My thesis is that Bitcoin is likely going to trend stronger than Ethereum throughout this market. That doesn't mean, though, that we don't take the bet on Ethereum in case it does, right? So if there's a chance that Ethereum does outperform Bitcoin, well, you want a position in that regardless. But I think the chance is lower, which is why this cycle I'm disproportionately weighted onto Bitcoin as opposed to Ethereum. And last cycle was the complete opposite, right? So you just follow the narrative, where the strong narrative was. The last cycle, guys, Bitcoin's narrative was pretty weak. Let me tell you that. Like, it was really weak. We had the entire Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin FUD and the fork, the hard fork, where it almost split the community, and Bitcoin was actually threatened over there. If the community did not pull through, which they did tremendously so, which is adding to the fuel this narrative, Bitcoin would have been done. And Ethereum may have probably flipped Bitcoin, and that wouldn't have been good for the crypto space because, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. This time, however, Bitcoin has all of that attention. Bitcoin has a stronger narrative. Ethereum, however, because of smaller market cap, has that chance to run regardless. And because of the DeFi promise, the promise of the DeFi protocols and the amount that can happen with that, the amount that could get locked up, Ethereum could run. But am I willing to place 80% of my portfolio onto Ethereum on that chance? No, you place a percent of your portfolio based on your fundamental views on how the narrative is proceeding. I guess that's what I'm looking for. And right now, the narrative is stronger than Bitcoin, guys. Sorry to say.
Yeah. No, Bitcoin definitely has the edge in terms of the whole fundamental narrative right now. It's got the edge, definitely. So let's take some questions.
Yeah, we got a question from... I think he tipped us $5. I'm not sure how this even works, but thank you for the tip. Grizikeel, hi, what do you think about the new Chainlink partner Smart Key? It looks legit. I had no idea that was even a thing. I could go ahead and take a look at Chainlink for you and give you my thoughts on Chainlink.
Let's do that. Link has been...
Link USD. So this is what I'm looking at. Okay, first let me show you guys what I'm looking at on the lower time frames. We are in this descending like channel that could break towards the upside. So we put in a ascending channel that was eventually likely going to break towards the downside, and it did. Well, I don't want to say likely because it could have broken to the upside, but I was actually looking for this to break towards the downside, and it did. Now it's doing what you wanted to do. It's putting in another channel towards the downside. So this is a really good consolidation, I would say bullish consolidation formation, as long as it holds these lows over here. And it's doing that, right? You saw this is looking very, very bear trappy, very, very bear trappy. The weight was picked up and it held this downtrend. Held this downtrend over here. Was actually pretty good. Now, is it as strong as Bitcoin has been? No, but it's saying, give me my time, and I will show you what to do next. And right now, Chainlink is putting in a downward channel. And again, guys, this doesn't mean it needs to break towards the upside. I'm looking for it to break towards the upside. Why? Because the overall macro market is bullish. On top of that, if you go ahead and look at the monthly, right? This is kind of like what we were doing with Bitcoin, and we were very, very patient with Bitcoin, and we are being rewarded with that today, right? We're looking at the monthly chart. We kept our biases straight and clear because the monthly chart looked fantastic on Bitcoin. And now I believe if you guys watched Krisha's video yesterday, she's looking at the Ethereum USD monthly for similar reasons. Because if you have your biases straight at the right times, you get to build your position far, far lower than everybody else who feels short the position when the run happens. Like, we've been allocating into our Ethereum position since like around $280 and kept buying higher and higher and higher. We did the same thing with Bitcoin. I told the guys in Seed, and I don't think I said it in the Grove, but I told the guys in Seed that I've been buying Bitcoin aggressively from around $20,000 all the way up to $26,000. I didn't care that we broke 20 and we are buying higher into those prices. I told you guys too on these daily videos that we will buy higher if we have to, right? We're either going to buy higher or lower, because that's what trend traders do. We stick to that. Similarly now with Chainlink, look at the monthly, guys. How's this looking to you guys? What if we start breaking and holding monthly candles above $15.70? That's going to look like a bull flag breakout on the monthly time frame for Chainlink. And the implications of this is a move that will surprise a lot of people. We could go all the way up to the $50 mark if Chainlink actually sees this bull flag. Let's go ahead and actually...
That's a really nice flag, though. Eh?
Yeah.
That's a very neat bull flag on the monthly for Chainlink. I'll say that. But now, also please
$30.
note that it's marked. The end is marked with a symmetrical triangle. But of course, because of the current sort of market structure, okay, I'm looking at the entire market right now. I feel like, this is likely. I'm tipping on the more bullish side than the bearish side. Let's just say that. But yeah, this is it's looking neat right now. It's still in its consolidation. But Sean, as far as Link USD goes, at what region are you looking at? Okay, that would confirm a break for Link USD on the weekly.
This region right over here, $16.80. I've been looking at that region for freaking months now. I've been telling you guys. We came and tested it too in November. I wasn't talking about Link, or rather we were focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum back then, but we came and tested it. We've been looking at Chainlink to retake around $16 ever since this zone over here, right? Ever since around September. It's been taking its time, but when it does do it, it's been accumulating underneath that range. This entire zone over here to me has been a zone of accumulation. And I feel like when we do, if we do, I don't say when, if we do break past the zone over here, we don't even need to get to the $18 high over here, around 19-ish. We don't need to get there. I think that if we break 1660-ish, around, let's say $17 to round up, okay? $17. If we break 17, we are breaking 20. And then once we break 20, we are getting to 30. If we break 30, it's going to follow this. Look at Bitcoin right now, guys, and use Bitcoin as a guide to think about how Chainlink will proceed. Okay, so take Bitcoin's number, divide it by, so if it's $30,000 divided by 1,000 and go to $30 and say, okay, Chainlink is going to be going through a similar path. So Chainlink is sitting at around $12. That's kind of like Bitcoin at 12,000. So if Chainlink breaks 16, next target is 20. If it breaks 20, next target is 25, and then 30. Right? Similar setup.
Yes, sir. I think Chainlink is still in its consolidation, but I do believe that the consolidation, at the very least, guys, is, in my opinion, is bullish. I like the way it's looking so far. Of course, Link BTC, I mean, I think every cryptocurrency right now relative to BTC just looks like it's getting annihilated. But let's see. I don't know when this... So actually, that was the next question by Johnny May. How long do you think Bitcoin will continue to outperform?
This entire market. I think I mean...
It's hard to tell, man. I'll be honest with you, Johnny. So yesterday I was going over the ETH/BTC chart, right? And I'm not sure if you caught that video. If you haven't, you should go and watch that one. So I cover ETH/BTC at the end. And yeah, a lot of the cryptocurrencies right now are kind of looking pretty dry compared to Bitcoin, because, I mean, you can't, like, look at Bitcoin move right now, right? They're almost $35,000. And I feel like it could take a turn, but the TA is really going to speak. And the TA, okay, you're going to find the answer to your question on the BTC pairing. As soon as it gives you a sign of a reversal of sorts in a technical perspective, so I'm looking at price action only. That's what I personally will be depending on. As soon as it gives me signs of a reversal, I'll be looking for, say, the ETH/BTC chart in this instance, to start taking out regions of resistance overhead. As soon as it starts doing that, it's likely going to tip me off on that, hey, Ethereum may start taking a much more volatile run than Bitcoin. So it's about, it is going to be like a, like an if this then that in this scenario as well. So keep an eye out for an answer to your question, Johnny, is keep an eye out on those Bitcoin pairings. When is it going to happen? No one knows. right? Time is going to tell. We'll have to just look at how price performs relative to its regions of support.
Yeah. And I wanna touch a little bit on this idea of waiting with your mouth watering for an altcoin to outperform Bitcoin, right? People tend to want to buy the laggard, and this was a mistake that Krisha and I made too when we were starting off as traders. You feel very uncomfortable buying at a higher price, and you want to buy something that will follow later. Like people used to do that with XLM and XRP too, right? XRP was running, and people would try to buy XLM hoping that it would catch up. That was a narrative. XLM will follow XRP. But the mango thing to do, guys, is always buy strength. If Bitcoin has been moving hard, why do you want to buy the weaker asset? Like Ethereum, it's fine to buy Ethereum if you're looking at the monthly chart and building a position for later. But your emphasis, your strength, right? Your portfolio strength should be on the strongest performing asset, which is Bitcoin right now. If that does change, if the Ethereum starts outperforming and starts putting an actual high low, high high, high low, high high on the daily against Bitcoin on the ETH chart, that's when I'll start allocating more and more aggressively into Ethereum. Until then, I don't care about my Ethereum try to actually outperform Bitcoin. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for my Ethereum to outperform my USD. But here's the thing. If I had a massive position in Ethereum and nothing in Bitcoin, like a lot of people might be trying to do because they're waiting for Ethereum to catch up, I'll be feeling like shit right now. I'll be thinking, damn, most of my portfolio is lagging behind the strongest performer in the market, and the strongest performer in the market has been clear. Why did I just not buy the strongest performer? Right? Just buy the strength, guys. Always buy the strength.
Yeah, it's harder. I mean, it's hard to do. Get it, especially right now with Bitcoin, because I mean we're in a blue sky breakout, but it's going to require, I feel like, experience when it comes to actually buying the stronger asset, especially when it is past its all-time highs. So that brings us to, well, the next question asked by Zahir. By the way, Sean, Zahir Khan is our newest seedling.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'll be introducing him to, well, the group today.
Welcome, man. Welcome to the Seed family.
Yes, sirree. So he asks, now that we are in the ATH zones, what to look for with the weekly close, and does it really say anything about the future price action?
Yes, the weekly closes are going to give you biases for the future action. But it really depends on the following weeks. So so let's say we're looking at Link over here, right? Let's say we didn't have any of this that happened. And then we had this candle right here that we pushed from $4 all the way up to $7.50. Now this weekly candle, you don't know whether it's going to be important or not until the next few weekly candles, okay? So it may end up being completely irrelevant or may end up being very relevant. But the week after this, we put in 1 week over here. Now this week becomes the new benchmark for the next following weeks. Right after that, we put in 3 weeks of sideways action. Now suddenly these weeks become your zone of support and resistance moving forward. So you can see actually right over here, we bounced off that weekly cluster, right? You can mark this out as an entire zone if you want to make your lives easy, or you can mark out a horizontal. We tested and bounced right off it. We've not come back down ever since then. So the point I'm trying to make is that you're going to have to do the same thing with Bitcoin. You don't know whether a weekly candle is going to be relevant or not until the next few weeks get put in place. As soon as we put in these 2 weeks, actually, just these 2 weeks, we knew that, hey, you know what? Breaking next week's high, or rather, if the next week breaks the previous week's candle close high, we're going to have another leg towards the upside. And actually, that's exactly what we did. I believe if I zoom in a little bit, yep. So, let's go through the psychology of what happened over here. We put in this weekly candle on Chainlink, okay? You could say that, hey, this is slightly a bit of an indecision candle. I'm not sure what's going to happen. By the way, the first 2 modules are going to be, or rather, second and third module are going to be focusing on candlestick analysis. So this is a good example for you to add on to your modules over there. So we're looking at this candle over here, looking at the indecision candle. We're wondering, okay, what happens from over here? You wait for the next candle for confirmation. If we take out this high over here, you know that you're going to get your up thrust. Or if we take out the candle close, you know you're getting your next up thrust. Or if we take out this low over here, you know you're getting your up thrust. Okay, cool. The next situation is if we take out this candle close towards the downside, you know you're getting your down thrust. So we have 4 scenarios. 1, you take out candle close high, you get an up thrust. 2, you take out the actual high, the wick high, you get your up thrust. 3, you take out the candle close towards the downside, you get your down thrust. Or you take out this low, you get your down thrust, right? Those 4 scenarios. Did we do any of that? No, we did none. We put in another indecision candle. Now the next week becomes even that much more important for people to make their decision. And this is where things got really tricky, because we took out the low, right, which would have actually led to a down move if the candle closed underneath this level right over here at $7.50, which is why I always tell you guys, wait for the candle close, wait for the candle close, wait for the candle close. But what did we do instead? We took out that low and closed higher than this candle closes high, and that ended up just being a bear trap, and boom, got the next leg up. So took out all of those stops, also got in the bears to short link because everybody wants to short the top, and instead they just end up being liquidity hunted, and boom, got moved towards the upside. So this is basically an encapsulation of the institutional order flow module and the 2 candlestick analysis modules all in one. Okay, so yeah, good precursor for you going into the modules, man. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, right? You don't really know what to look for until you have some reference points, and over here we had some really good reference points. Now we can look for Bitcoin to actually do something in that, right? Because you don't have anything else. We are in a blue sky breakout, kind of like how Chainlink was in a blue sky breakout right over here. This was the blue sky breakout at the time.
Yeah. Speaking of reference points, now Bitcoin, I mean, we're kind of, so we closed that 4-hour candle, by the way. So if you look at it, it appears that we're taking a bit of a pullback on those lower time frames. I am looking at this level, guys, okay? Now tell me if any of you have confluence there, but I'm looking at 33,500 as my level of immediate support. And I think that if the weekly closes, okay, so that I think we're closing a weekly tomorrow. Are we? Yeah, right? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. So we're closing a weekly tomorrow. And I feel like if we close underneath 33,500, then we could potentially see a deeper pullback. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I think that I think I'm looking for the Tenkin, actually, 4-hour Tenkin, if we close underneath 33,500. But yeah, that's my meat level. What are your thoughts, guys? Give me your levels on Bitcoin. I want to know what everyone's looking at.
What's the level you're looking for after that? After 33K?
After 33K, I'm looking at the Tenkin, the 4-hour Tenkin, which is coming in at around 31,300-ish.
Interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. You gotta know when to say I don't know, and I don't.
I really like.
I'm gonna be buying this level right over here on the Mango Dynamic at 28,000. It's currently coming in at 28,000. I'm not sure what it's gonna be tomorrow, but I'll be buying any test of that level.
Speaking of the Mango Dynamic, a lot of people have been, over our vacation, by the way, PM does about that since we had the whole Christmas discount.
Oh,
so,
right.
When are we coming out with that Mango Dynamic? Good sir.
Well, okay, so yeah, people have been asking me about it too, and I've been dodging. So I really wanted to front test it, right? People like to back test things, but I like to front test things and actually trade it myself, kind of like how I did on the Vine. And now that I've used the Mango Dynamic extremely successfully on all coins as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum now, because initially I'd only used it very aggressively on all coins, and I didn't want to, just assume that was going to work really well with Bitcoin. But now that I have, I'm open to perhaps releasing it pretty soon. Perhaps I don't know, a week or two. Let's wait a little bit more. I don't know, for sure. I'm just a little bit hesitant because I don't want people to trade, just take things and trade it
blindly.
Yeah, you know what I
No,
mean, right? You
That's
guys-
fair. So what I'll be doing, guys, is that for everyone who asked, I'm just gonna probably just send everyone an email about it, okay? So as soon as it does, if we decide to actually put it out live, I will shoot everyone an email. That way everyone knows about it. Cool beans. So I says 36,300 is the next target. Believe it or not, I have the same thing. So on point. I mean, we'll have to wait and watch, of course.
Yeah,
We can't
Kusha does
count
have
our chickens
36,000.
before the eggs hatch. But yeah, 36,300 is the next one. After that, I'm actually looking at Sean, 41K.
41,000, eh?
Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree.
I'm gonna go ahead and check
41K.
out the comments as well now. I had my thingy all tabbed. So let's see what do we have over here. Justin, how's it going, buddy? Robert, hey, Robert's here. Okay, guys, you
I'm
guys
blinded.
wondering why Bitcoin has been pumping so hard? It's Robert. Robert's been doing all of this.
Robert's the whale.
And how did I know just to simply wait? Because Robert told me. He's like, buddy, just hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do everything
He's
for
saying
you.
it right now. He's like, I'm buying it. Lol.
Oh my god.
41K, guys. Brace yourselves. Crypto Kitty's in here. Hey, good morning.
Guys, we made it. Made it, yes. Made it to 2021. Made it to 35,000.
Yes, Sam is in here as well. Hey,
Oh,
Sam,
wow.
how's it going?
Everyone's in here. We have Ollie's in here too. He's like, hey, yo, guys. With his, I'm imagining him say it with his Australian accent. And I'm doing a horrible job.
It's really bad.
Ollie, we gotta get some DBD games in, man. What's going on, buddy?
Dead by Daylight. Okay, I says I really want to short the top. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about shorting the top, Sean. What do you think of shorting a blue sky breakout and predicting the top on your short?
I mean, you could
That's ballsy.
just keep trying, man. Just keep trying. You'll eventually get it right. As long as you survive long enough to get it right.
Oh God,
You'll
it's
have a
the-
lot of bragging rights. You'll have a lot of bragging rights because there were people who tried shorting Bitcoin at 1,000 and they had to sit through this. Then they tried again at 3,000. They probably tried on the way too. I know for sure. Throughout this run, from 5,000 to 20,000, people tried shorting 5,000. They tried shorting 7,000. They tried shorting 10,000 next, and then the people who did actually have the guts to try again at 20,000. Good for them. But I think a lot of people just got fed up at that point. They just gave up, and just when they gave up, you had the big bear market, right? So the mango way is to just not try. Why try to go against the train?
Yeah, so this is how I'm looking at it. Okay, so say we knew actually a couple of people who were trying to short Bitcoin, in those levels. And my entire logic behind this is that, okay, fine, say you get your short right? That is what I think a good 30. I think those drawdowns are around 35-40%, right? But think of, like, I can't put myself to that stress. I should be like, did I get it right? Until it actually starts moving in your favor. Whereas I can just, position myself to actually catch the drawdown, right? So catch the dip and then ride it another good, how much to go up by? At least 2x?
Yeah, so how much you gonna get on your drawdown? Like,
Yeah.
40%?
Versus how much
50%?
you can get if you actually get the dip and then catch the train to the upside.
It's a 200% from the upside. This was like the easiest trade. You wait for this weekly candle right over here, 12,000ish, 13,000ish. Even if you freaking bought at 15,000, doesn't matter. You get a 150% move. And towards the downside, people are going to try and keep getting, like you just said, laughing my ass off. Stop loss is all you need. Yeah, that's all you need to just eventually get your entire account wiped out, because you get stopped out. It's not that easy, man. It seems really tempting, but
It's hard to be a bear just in general, because even bear markets, if you notice, the rallies are freaking insane. In a bear market, if you just look at Bitcoin's bear market, right? Those rallies that we saw that kind of formed that massive freaking descending triangle, each and every rally was pretty freaking intense.
Yeah.
So imagine being short on those rallies as well. So being a bear is actually it's not easy, man. It's
Yeah.
not easy at all.
being a bear on one of the most bullish assets the world has seen in the last decades, just that's what I kept telling everyone. It's like I'm completely fine being bearish in a actual bear market, right? And we were bearish throughout this period over here, from around 9,000ish, 11,000ish, all the way down to 3,400ish, right? We stayed bearish even on these two candles over here around December and Jan. We got bullish right over here when we defended the 200 moving average again for the second time on the weekly. We're like, alright, that's it, man. And we stayed bearish right up until the point it was warranted to be bearish, right? And then once you start doing this, how can you be bearish? How can you be bearish? Just look at this. Look at the thickness of these green candles. Even if you're going sideways, zoom out and ask yourself, do I want to be bearish on one of the best performing long-term bullish assets? Because your probability is going to be decreased. As a trader, you don't need to outsmart the market. Trying to outsmart the market will eventually lead you to ruin. It will eventually lead you to losing a lot of money, okay? Because all you need to do to be successful at this game is to be consistently on the right side of probability. And that's what a bullish and bearish mindset allows you to do if you're trading in the direction of the market. So if you're in a bull market, be bullish, period. If you're in a bear market, be bearish, period. Because the probability is going to be on your side. And if the probability stacks on your side, that's all you need to be successful, right? Then you add on your trading analysis techniques, then you add on your indicators, then you add on all your fancy nonsense. But the first thing always is to determine, are we in a bull market or are we in a bear market?
Boom.
That's as easy as that.
That's the gold. That's the golden question, guys. Always going to be the golden question. This is the one thing that actually stood the test of time. This is the one thing that never really evolved, because each and every candle is a representation of, well, human emotion, right? That does not evolve. We're all emotional creatures, and history is going to keep repeating itself in that note, in that vein. But I want to know what altcoins everyone's looking at. I know that a lot of altcoins are doing, not a lot, but a lot of them are doing well on the USD pairings, but I know there are some that are also ripping against Bitcoin. So I want to know what altcoins you guys are looking at. Any chart that you want us to dissect? Cardano. Oh my word. Cardano. Let's go and see Cardano. Sean, have you been looking at any altcoins?
No.
Besides, our status quo.
No,
Ethereum.
No, not really. What's ADA USDT?
So, let's go and look at it.
Not bad. ADA's not bad.
Okay, so let's look at it on those higher time frames. That's the thing, right? A lot of them actually maintain their uptrends on the USD charts.
What's going on with Chainlink? If like Ethereum's looking good, Cardano's looking good. Ethereum, Chainlink isn't looking as good. Cardano's looking better than Chainlink.
Chainlink, yeah, I agree.
And I don't have any Cardano, so.
Well, I think if we close over 17 cents, 0.173, I think this could see another push.
What time frame are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at the weekly. It's just best to dissect a lot of the alts on the weekly time frames.
Just take a look at the monthly, Trisha, on the Binance chart. Look at the monthly.
Okay. Oh, snap!
Yeah, you see that?
Oh. Wow,
Yeah,
this is actually looking really good.
This might go to 25 cents, guys. But where do you trade Cardano against USD? Does BitMEX have?
I think Mex has it. No,
buy.
Cardano BTC, but probably Finex.
Does Robert? Do you know? Do you trade? Robert trades on Finex, right? I believe. Oh no, I'm not sure. I'm forgetting. Let's see. We can just check here.
So against Bitcoin, though, it's
Kraken. Does Kraken have leverage? I wouldn't want to trade.
No, just
wait. BitMEX does have it. BitMEX does have futures contract on the USDT side. There you go. BitMEX does.
I think that's something they introduced very recently. I think a lot of the altcoins on MEX can be traded against USDT or USD rather.
Well, that's interesting. So who asked for Cardano? Thank you, buddy. I asked. There you go, buddy. I'll keep an
Okay.
eye on Cardano. This actually looks pretty good, man. Not gonna lie. I took
Yeah.
out the high. Took out the high of interest as well at around 18 cents. This chart
It's
looks
looking
man.
good. Also look at this. So I'm currently on Cardano BTC, and it's actually it's approaching its all-time lows. Okay, and also, guys, let's just put it this way. Does this mean, because many of these altcoins are sort of testing their lows there or testing regions of support, does this mean that they're going to bounce? Not necessarily. Things can go lower, and you will be smart to remember that.
Yes.
Right? So don't try and say that, oh, because we're on support, Cardano is going to bounce here, we're going to outperform Bitcoin, hooray, let's get on, let's jump onto this train. Like, wait for confirmation. It's always going to pay to wait for confirmation, especially if you are someone considering trading in your Bitcoin for any of these altcoins.
Yep.
I'd say wait on that confirmation. Don't get too, don't get too clumsy with your Bitcoin.
Yeah. Protect your Bitcoin, guys.
Protect it right now. As far as USD is concerned, hell, freaking, I'm all for getting rid of USD right now. But that's my personal opinion.
So check out the Cardano Ethereum chart too. Like I wonder what's going on with Chainlink, because Chainlink has been getting wrecked against Ethereum too, and either Cardano has some like freaking news that's coming up that people are aware of and they are pricing it in already, or Chainlink is just beginning to show its weakness, and we as traders need to be ready to just call it quits on that and be like, because by the way, guys, I forgot to update you because I was on vacation. I've already gotten rid of a lot of my Chainlink position as soon as it lost. So basically, this is what I did. I got rid of all my Chainlink against my Bitcoin pairing, right? So I was trading Chainlink as Bitcoin. As soon as it lost that level that we've been talking about for freaking months, I got rid of all of it, and then I took a brand new position against the USD chart, right? So I have Chainlink against USD now, but as soon as it lost its Bitcoin trend, I got out of it. As now, if I start seeing things like this, where we have Ethereum doing well, Cardano doing well, we have other altcoins doing well as well, and Chainlink is just doing nothing, that's opportunity cost for me that I would not want to hold Chainlink even against USD. If like Cardano's, like, again, just look at Cardano USDT, man. Like, wow, I don't care whether Chainlink is the future or whatever. I really don't care, man. I want to make money. And right over here, this is looking good. If Cardano closed the weekly over here, I'm going to be interested.
Yeah. Screw USD. But, okay. Cardano's looking fair on, against USD, against Bitcoin. Be careful. Be careful. Do not try to outrun the train there. Okay, so this is one I actually want to look at. So Zahir says Theta. So Wouter from the Mango Seed actually caught Theta, which is kind of weird because as soon as I saw Theta was trending, he was the first person I thought of, because he actually caught much of that move on the last run that happened last summer.
Yeah, Wouter made a freaking killing, and now he's making
he made
Theta.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, every time
he bent him bought a freaking house with that buddy too. Oh my god, look at this. Oh Jesus.
It's
Christ.
Beautiful. So I think Theta is outperforming Bitcoin right now, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Okay, no.
It's not, right?
It's not. I mean, it is, but it's not.
High, though. It made a brand new high.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
man. No, it is. It has been outperforming Bitcoin. You could say that because over the past month now, it's been on a uptrend. So,
yeah, it's been on a tear.
Yep.
I think it's done about a good almost 2x against Bitcoin. So yeah, this is one of the few coins actually trending against Bitcoin. However, I think it is prudent to note that it's not clear. Right? It's not a clean sort of chart. Super volatile though. Looks nice.
It's a pretty good chart. It's a pretty good chart. But yeah, this just played on the USD, and you guys will probably be doing well. I'll be keeping an eye on Theta too, but I'm not sure whether I'll trade Theta. I'm not sure what the liquidity is like. It's probably pretty liquid, but yeah, I have my reasons. But anyways, I'll think about it. There was something else that CryptoKitty asked for. I want to take a look at District X. So my question to you though is, CryptoKitty, where do you hear of District X or OX or whatever? I think it's 0x, right? 0x. Is it because it's on Coinbase? Is that why? How do you come across it? Is my question. It's not on Coinbase, right? I don't think so. Coinbase. Oh man, no, this is looking bad again. But then again, to be fair, it's the Bitcoin pairing, so I don't want to be unfair to it. Let's go ahead and go. Is it ZRX? Yeah, ZRX.
Is District X and ZRX the same thing? I thought ZRX is 0x, no?
I'm a little bit confused too. I think it's the same thing. No, is it?
Everything has an X nowadays. Like, people need to start getting creative with their bloody names.
DNT? Oh, she means DNT.
Oh, there we go.
That makes more sense. Okay. Jesus. This one's confusing just for that reason. Alright, so Binance, I guess. Is there a USDT pairing? I guess so. Right here. I'm not sure. It's going sideways on USD, so it's good.
But that means Bitcoin is probably getting absolutely annihilated.
Yeah. So okay, so this is my opinion, guys. If you're trading these low cap coins, definitely trade them against the Bitcoin pairing. You don't want to be holding these coins against the USD pairing. Right, it's just not worth it. Alright, let's go ahead and look at VeChain.
So I believe, so I remember the last sort of altcoin run, if you guys remember. So this happened last summer, right? So we had a few coins that actually started the run, which was particularly Theta being one. Wouter caught this one. We also had Cardano, right?
Zilliqa.
If I remember, we had Zilliqa and we had VeChain.
Yeah.
So these were like the first guys to really start that run. So I'm wondering, that's why I've been kind of keeping a close eye on many of these coins. However, just note that, these, the mix sort of changes. It's not necessary that just because they started in the last run that they're going to do it again this time around. So just be careful of that. Don't try and look for too many fractals or too many of those very sort of anecdotal signs to guide your trading decisions.
Yep. So for me, the key zone for VeChain is going to be if it breaks 107 satoshis. That's the easy trade, right? That was where we added aggressively to our trade as well. Now we are about above 100. So this is how we did last time. It's looking like it'll be the same trade again. We accumulated in this zone over here, right over here, around 80, 90ish. We had a little bit, I think around, yeah, we did, right? Because we had this really clear bull flag right over here. So this was the first entry. Then we accumulated over here as well. And then this zone was the massive add because it was an easy trade, very easy trade all the way from over here to this area here at around 150 Satoshi because we just kept breaking and breaking and breaking. And you can see there was a complete volatile area right over there, like a liquid suck right over there from one end to the other end, from 107 Satoshi, 110-ish to 150. Again, it's the same trade. Again, looks like it's going to be the same trade. Once we break past this zone over here, next level is around 109, 110. Again, you break this, next target is 150. And that's the easy trade you may want to be interested in, especially when Bitcoin is on such a tear. So that's a good 50% move against Bitcoin, man. And think about it, against Bitcoin, which is so strong. So
yeah,
just wait for that trade, in my opinion.
I think honestly, the way I'm looking at this is that because right now, the crypto market is looking extremely bullish relative to USD, whatever coin you get into, make sure it's at the very least, outperforming USD.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Which is why I like ADA USDT right now. It's
also, Sam actually mentioned Binance. Okay, so what was weird is that I was kind of, in the middle of my workout, and I pulled out my phone. I pulled out Tab Trader. And Binance was just on that list. I do not own any Binance, but BNB. But anyways, I clicked it and I noticed a break. So go and look at Binance USDT, BNB USDT on the weekly, Sean. We actually broke out of a bull flag, if I'm not wrong. And the first thing I really thought of was when we were on vacation. This happened on December 29th. CZ Binance tweeted, okay, this was the tweet. Bitcoin for Christmas, BNB for New Year.
Yeah. I think I think BNB is having some sort of coin burn or something, right? They're burning. It's basically trying to simulate halvings, kind of like how Bitcoin is having coins being reduced in the supply.
Yeah.
BNB is trying to jump on that narrative. So Bitcoin, BNB, by the way, Kusha, has made a new high.
Yeah.
Against
Yeah,
USD.
it has.
So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. It has, right?
Wait, let me hover. Yeah, it has.
Interesting.
Yes, sirree. And he's such a shill master, CZ.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good. I'm gonna lie.
BNB, what's the Bitcoin pairing looking like? So what I'll be personally looking for, guys, if I'm looking, if I want to find out whether things are sort of outperforming Bitcoin, just look for signs of reversal. Don't try and predict the level of reversal. Look for signs first. And it's okay if you do not catch the bottom. Remember, you're here to catch the meat because that is the mango way. Okay, look to catch the meat because that is going to keep you from enduring pain in the market.
Yep.
Okay, and being in, not having to endure pain keeps you in a very sort of clear state of mind to actually, take good trades, to make the right decisions. So it's going to be like it's almost going to be like a domino effect. If you do one thing right, everything else, it's nice and smooth.
Yeah. So if you're sitting in losses and you're worried about a trade and you're trying to get out of it, you're waiting for the bounce, you end up missing out on opportunities, on really good opportunities elsewhere in the market. So try to just cut your losses really quick and just get out of your losses really quick. Don't get stuck in that, especially in a bull market. I do want to bring all of your attentions back to the Bitcoin dominance chart and look at the monthly. Kusha, you want to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance monthly? It's gonna really frame your mindset going into any potential altcoin rally.
That looks like that looks very bullish. That looks extremely bullish.
Oh my god, guys, this is the measure move points to 108 dominance. It's gonna take all the altcoins money and then some.
Absolute annihilation. But okay, so I've been keeping a close eye on the Bitcoin dominance chart because I'm looking at this one sort of point of resistance on here, which is coming in at around, I have 75 on that index.
75?
Yeah, but I got this from like the weekly time frame.
On the monthly we have 89 and
I'm looking
the
at 70.
is cleaner for sure.
No, most definitely, right? Because it's all the data is a lot more smooth. But I'm just wondering. I'm just kind of looking for some level of kind of fight from the altcoins.
There's no fight.
Resistance.
Yeah. Well, we are seeing some of them show some life. So
it's a good thing that I'm here today to bring some balance into the Bitcoin bull inside you. There's no fight left, guys. There's no fight. Just rip everyone's dreams apart.
That's so true. Oh man, if I was here alone, I'd be like crushing all of them.
Everyone will be going back and selling their altcoins.
I mean, I'm just following the charts, man. And
no, I mean it's fair. It's fair. You're catching the right move. You're basically listening to the market, and you're like, okay, this is where she wants to go. Let's hop on, which is all well and good.
It can be that easy.
Okay, no, you're right there.
It can be that easy. So CryptoKitty says, I'm looking for an altcoin bounce when BTC cools down. I'm taking a gamble on this one. Retailers coming in late on Coinbase looking for cheaper stuff and pump my bag. Good if it works out, but willing to take the risk. Okay, so that's fine. As long as you're willing to take the risk, that's all well and good. But here's the question. Why? Right? Why take that risk? Is it not easier to wait for the confirmation? Because when retailers do come in, when you start seeing money flowing in, you will be ready with your with your money or your Bitcoin for that matter to be able to come in and jump in on the trend. So let's say your real goal is to make money. Why not already jump in on the Bitcoin train and make money with Bitcoin? And when the retailers do come in, you can switch to that. You can switch to the altcoin thesis. But putting all or a significant or larger portion of your portfolio onto altcoins because people are trying to time when they're going to run is just going to be very inefficient and it just leads to anxiety, right? It's not stress free. It's not Mango. Let me put it that way. It's not Mango. Is it not better to take the Bitcoin profits while Bitcoin is running and enjoy the Bitcoin run, and then when altcoins start running, join the altcoin run, right? Think about how we captured that massive altcoin run. We didn't capture the bottom. We didn't get the bottom. We waited for confirmation on the altcoin run. We then started getting into Zilliqa, Cardano, Band, SXP. Those were the coins that ran from the mid of the altcoin run to the end of the altcoin run, right? But we waited for confirmation. We didn't just jump in trying to time it. No, we waited, got the confirmation, and jumped in. That's what I'm going to do again this time. It's just more stress-free, guys. That's what I'm trying to get out of here. I hope I'm not missing my point.
It is. It's the Mango way. It's the Mango way of doing things.
Yeah.
Someone asked.
And the thing is, you're not really taking too much of a risk because the overall market is in a bull run and you're not going to be losing USD. But there's massive opportunity caused by not being in Bitcoin from the run. At least from the easy trade was from 20,000 all the way to where we are right now. Now things are becoming a little bit more difficult as we get closer and closer to 50,000. But there was a huge vacuum, in my opinion, between 20,000 to 50,000 where there was a nice trade to be had. And yeah, that's a good 2x, man. More than a 2x. Why not be part of that?
Yes, sir. Johnny May says, why is Doge doing so good? I don't know. Did Elon Musk wear a hat or something with Dogecoin on it?
He probably said something again.
Such a troll. And now it's like become a self-fulfilling prophecy. People are like, oh, Elon Musk mentioned Dogecoin. Everyone's gonna get into Dogecoin. Let me get in too. You know, quick gains.
So Johnny, we don't know why. Other than Bitcoin, I don't follow the fundamentals on Ethereum. I do follow, not as much as I used to. As soon as they started losing sight of their monetary policy, I just gave up on following them too closely. But I don't follow the fundamentals of any of those coins. It's not worth it, man. It's much easier and far more profitable to be trading the charts. Even when it comes to Bitcoin, by the way. I trade the charts first. The fundamentals is just for my long, like decade-long investment in Bitcoin, right? But when it comes to the midterm, right? And when I'm talking midterm, I'm even talking about the next year or two. I'll be trading the charts first over anything else. Always trade the charts. It's better in terms of risk management. The charts will protect you. Your fundamentals will not protect you ever, because you never know what's really going on, even when it comes to Bitcoin, right? If there's a bug found in the code, we'll be the last ones to know about it, guys. There'll be so many people who find out first and start dumping their Bitcoin slowly and surely onto the rest of the market before you find out. You'll find out by looking at the charts. Simple.
Yeah. The first person to get the news, guys, okay, the actual news, the actual legit stuff that's going on behind the scenes is actually the chart. That's the first thing that the news is going to reflect on, the chart. So just knowing how to read the chart. So now I'll give you guys an example, in fact. So this was back when we had the coronavirus dump all the way to 3K. And we started seeing these massive rallies, not just, so we saw traditional markets take a massive rally, how there were bankrupt companies going berserk, right? But then even Bitcoin, was on tear, and everyone's like, no, it's going to come down, we're going to see another retest. Even I, for one, I actually, I fell into that whole sort of narrative, and I was looking at bearish rising channels, and I'm looking for a break to the downside. But I'll tell you what saved us. What saved us was our system. Just having a system surrounding technical analysis. Okay, so basically reading the chart. And as soon as the chart gave us the first sign that, hey, perhaps we're not coming down.
Yep.
We had to come to terms with that. And we said, okay, get the position back.
Yep.
So I got my position back at around, what was that, 6-7K?
Yeah.
And that's when we saw that massive 20% candle to the upside.
Exactly.
Okay, but that's the first thing that sort of gave me the tip off. And guys, we never really got back down there again. That was the last time. So everyone who was waiting on the break of that massive ascending channel never got it. And they were short Bitcoin throughout until they were kind of forced to buy back in. But imagine your mental state at that point in time. It's not a pretty place to be in. And this is why, just learning how to read the chart is going to help you, especially, and it's not just in bull markets, even in bear markets. This is what is going to tip you off. This is what is going to preserve your wealth, okay? This is what is going to preserve your equity.
So guys, keep in mind that my background is in fundamentals. I have a master's in computer science. I was actually going to do my PhD in blockchain. I have more incentive to be following the fundamentals than anybody else, which is why I do follow the fundamentals of Bitcoin and partly Ethereum. But when it comes to protecting my wealth, the charts do that. The charts protect me in terms of risk management, and actually they have actually helped me far more in making money too, because imagine trying to follow the fundamentals of every single altcoin out there. You're going to drive yourself nuts, completely nuts. Now, by all means, if you're interested in a particular industry, right, and you find a coin that is doing something like that in your industry that you're interested in, and you're doing it out of interest, that's all well and good. But if you're following one industry after the other just to find the next breakout trade that's going to change your life, it's better to just follow the charts. The charts will tell you the story. Speaking of which, by the way, Kusha, Ethereum, thank you CryptoKitty for letting us know, has just confirmed above that major level that I've been eyeing, 787. Now this is the 4-hour candle close. Yes, I understand, but it's now taken out the high too, and the weekly is closing tomorrow. So it's doing these 4-hour candle close at pivotal time, because this weekly candle is going to be very important. I'm looking at the 12-hour right now. If you even close the 12-hour over here now, I'm going to be looking to so just before we start this live stream, actually we did add to our position, Krisha and I. That was a front run, so to speak, because we're already so massively in profits, right? We can start taking those risks. We've been building our position ever since underneath the screen line, actually, since the monthly gave us that big. I won't talk about that right now, but if we close this 12-hour candle over here, I'm going to be front running the weekly candle close as well. So what you guys want to do, if you don't have any position at all, you want to be safe, you're looking for two things to happen. You're looking for the weekly to close above this level that I have marked over here at around 787-ish, as well as this high being taken out, right? So this would be the most ideal trade. Now, you don't always get the most ideal trade, especially when it comes to Ethereum, but let's go ahead and talk about it. If we take out the high over here, okay, as well as we close this candle above this level here at 790. So this candle close takes out this high and closes above 787-ish. Then any retest of this level is going to be a spectacular buy. Now, we may or may not get that retest, which is why buying simply somewhere above that level is completely fine. Why? Because the next target, guys, is all the way close to 900-ish to 1000. So your next target is somewhere around here. I'd say more like 970, 950-ish. But the big target I think Kusha is looking at is all the way up to 1200, right?
Yes, sirree. It's going to get volatile.
Yeah. So this is going to be a really volatile zone. Right after here, after this level. This was the last Ethereum video that I did, guys. My target was 800. I told all of you that, but my eventual target is going to be much higher than that if we close candles right above it, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. Just hit the first target. Next target is 985. After that, 1200. After that, 1400-ish. Hey, things are going to start getting interesting for Ethereum too. So let's keep an eye. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Like yesterday I marked, so the level that I was looking at was 711 actually, and I was looking at 711 on the monthly going all the way up to around 1150, which is a good 60% to the upside.
Yeah, there we go.
So these are like really nice, and that's the thing with altcoins right now, unlike Bitcoin. So Sean and I had a discussion about this, and Sean is right in that it's just easier to buy the blue sky breakout at the end, because it is the more bullish chart to play. But as far as the altcoins are considered, on basically an altcoin relative to USD right now, they're a lot easier to play in that we have a lot more information in front of us when it comes down to technicals, because we still have our regions of support and resistance to go off of.
Yep, exactly.
Right. So that's why it makes it kind of easier to play, especially if someone, if you are a range trader. It's just, I don't know. I like it. I like having my regions of support. I like information on the chart.
Yeah, I agree. It's far more comfortable. Vinny and I were talking about this too. Just I think 3 or 4 days ago, Ethereum has been giving far more comfortable trades. Right, I completely agree with that. Especially if we're trading it against USD, it's been giving the easier trades.
Yeah.
And that's what Vinny was saying. He's like, I've been taking trades on Ethereum and not been building my position too much on Bitcoin because Ethereum was the easier trade. And that is such a good point and a fair point, right? If it's easier for you and more stress-free, and especially if you're trading on leverage, you're making money anyways, right? If you're trading ETH USD or BTC USD, they're both on leverage. Then if the ETH USD chart is giving you more stress-free nights when you sleep, trade it, by all means. But the thing I'm referring to is when people are allocating the actual capital to hold spot, and they're holding spot in all coins that are going sideways, right? That's what most people are doing. Frasier's not doing that. That's opportunity cost. So yeah, Tan Swan Kai asks, what do you all think of the ETH USD on the monthly? Hey man, the ETH USD monthly started getting extremely bullish as soon as we closed this monthly candle right over here, about 290-ish. We came down and retested that a little bit later, 2 months later, and ever since then we've been extremely bullish on Ethereum, looking at the monthly target all the way up to 833. So this high was the target, this candle high here. Do you guys remember how I hopped on that Bitcoin target at around 17,200-ish over and over again, because my thesis was, hey, that high over there was the high, that lower high of the previous bull market that settled the deal that, hey, we're going into a bear market, right? Similarly for Ethereum, we have this level here, which is equivalent to Bitcoin's 17,200 level. Ethereum's coming to test that right now. We'll see what happens, but if it flips this level at around 820, 830 is going to be a buy again. Just like how I was buying 17,200 aggressively, it's going to be the same story again right over here.
I actually think we've sort of broken, Tom. I actually think that the next region here, at least on the monthly, with my analysis, I know that sometimes we don't agree on our horizontals, but I'm actually looking straight to $1,000 on the monthly.
Yeah, no, I think we are likely going to get there, especially when you look at the weekly. But this high over here, Krisha, is going to face some resistance for sure. We are likely going to flip it because of the macro market being so bullish and Bitcoin already leading the way. But we're going to see some resistance here, and it's going to be a level that's going to be contended with. I think we're going to probably go up all the way to 1,000, like you said. And then if we come back and retest it, what's that going to look like? It's going to look like what Bitcoin did, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's go back on over to the weekly. And look at how Bitcoin came all the way up to around 19,000, 20,000. And where did it test right after? That 17,200 level, right? It came, retested, and defended it twice. Gave us the buy opportunity yet again. And then boom, 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 all-time highs. So does ETH do something similar? Okay, does ETH actually go all the way up to 1,000, just like you talked about, come down and retest that level right over here at around 830? So somewhere around here, and give us that opportunity to add to our positions and then go up to around 14,000 after that. Sorry, 1,400.
Man. And guys, ETH is bloody volatile.
Yeah.
It does not give you a chance. When it runs, it's gone.
Yeah.
It used to give me sleepless nights when I first started trading. Like literally, I used to get up in the middle of the night to look at the damn chart. Not mango at all. not You're laughing, but it was pretty bad, man.
I remember those nights.
It was really bad.
By the way,
like,
Wolfie's
no.
in here later. We actually wanted to start the stream hoping that you'd be awake, man. Unfortunate that you missed an hour and a half of the stream, man. So next time I'm going to give you guys a heads up as to what time I'm going to be doing the stream, so you could wake up a little bit earlier, because I want to try and get the US audience as well This time I'm not sure I'm not sure how we can get the best overlap, man. It's just really difficult to get everyone.
We'll try and find a sweet spot.
Yeah. But hey, we're going to wrap up now in 5 minutes. The stream's going to be an hour and a half long, so it's already 30 minutes past. Damn, it's 4 a.m. for you, eh? Are you sleepy, or is this just your?
Did you wake up? Now I'm actually really curious.
Damn, you guys are awake late, man.
But there are some that actually get up at like 4 a.m. But more often than not, I find that they're either from like the military or something, and they're just used to the drill.
Yeah.
Oh god, you guys are up late. How? I'm like knocked out at 11. That's crazy. But is there any other charts that you guys want to dissect before we wrap this one up? We'll be coming out with more live streams, hopefully, now that the markets are looking ripe as hell.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the comments before we wrap up. Just any questions, guys, ask now.
Yeah, especially questions. Any questions about psychology, anything,
Crazy Greed Flood says, great stream, watching for the first time. Hey man, welcome to Mango. Hoping to see you around in the stream and the comment section. And join the Discord, by the way, guys. We're not sure we're going to be keeping it public for the entire bull market. When things do get crazy and we get a lot of retailers in, retail crowd, we tend to make our Mango chat group private, because we want to preserve the integrity or the quality of the people in there. So join while you guys can, because those of you who are here today are the guys who are actually looking to learn and not just looking to make quick calls and easy money. Money's never easily made, man. No, I mean, there's that period that you can have that parabolic move where you make a lot of money, but those people who are just looking for that, they don't know when to get out. They don't know how to protect their profits. But yeah, those of you who are here early, you guys do have good times ahead of you. Looks like it, at least. So let's go ahead and look at the other comments. I have a question about leverage trades above. Let me go ahead and scroll. If BTC looked nice to you both in the monthly since several months ago, did either of you take leverage long position? If not, why not? I was trading on Terabit with leverage all the way up to around a week before I left for vacation, man. Around 5 days before I left for vacation, and I'm not going to be in a leverage trade while I'm on a flight. That's pretty much why. So you want to use your tools to your advantage, man. So when I'm trading on Deribit, I'm not only just trading leverage, right? I'm using options to protect myself. I'm constructing some trades that are probably a little bit too complicated to talk about, but it helps me protect myself. All the tools I use is not only to make money, it's more so to protect myself too. And leverage allows you to protect yourself. Options allows you to protect yourself even more so. And then once I'm on a plane, I'm not going to risk not having access to my tools that I'll need to manage in case, one, I'm stuck in an airport, or two, I land and I find out, hey, there's no internet access at the location that I'm going to. So because of those reasons, I took off my leverage positions and started trading spot. Kusha, on the other hand, was pretty much just freaking using the Mango Vine the entire year, right, of 2020. She made a killing just by dollar cost averaging on the Mango Vine each time on spot. So she built a massive position just doing that. So
yeah, I was aggressively buying spot, especially after the whole coronavirus thing, and the Fed actually released news on more stimulus. And it was so kind of reflective on the charts as well. And as soon as Bitcoin gave us that one signal on our personal system, I said, you know what, screw this. My entire focus, believe it or not, was just buying spot, and I went ham on it. I was not willing to divert my attention to any trades. I was not taking any trades. I was literally just focusing on that spot position.
Yes.
And learning how to allocate money just across the board. But yeah, it paid off. It paid off like big time. I'm so happy. That's why we were on vacation, and I was over the friggin' moon, guys. It was phenomenal.
And she did really mango. And that's why you got to trade your personality too, right? Like the mango vine really fits her personality too, because it
Yeah.
lines up with her levels really well. For me, however, the mango vine wasn't as much as I use it. I wasn't using it as much as she was. So I use the mango dynamic, as you guys have been noticing. It's been my go-to for a lot, because that fits my person. I'm a trend trader, man, and I love it when the mango vine and the dynamic all line up together. It gives me the easiest trades, but it's not always going to happen, right? Because again, I'm a conservative trader. All the leverage I use, all the leverage tools I use, all the options I use, it's first always going to be, okay, how do I protect myself first? Because hey man, I do this for a living, right? I don't have a job that I can fall back to for my income. I need to always think about protecting myself first. So yeah, that's my excuse for not using the wine as much as her. Yeah, Krisha just kept it very simple. She's a lot more systematic too, Justin, than I am. I'm a lot more discretionary. I'm not as discretionary as a lot of people out there, because you need systematic trading to protect yourself. But I am more discretionary. Krisha, it helped her a lot to just be, I'm going to do this, 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 I'm going to do this. And
because it kind of allows me to stay unbiased for the entire sort of duration of my my activities. Because as soon as, say, price does something kind of odd, and I don't want to get too emotional about it. That's why I need a plan, right? So I have that plan in front of me, and I just execute on that plan, because the person who created that plan was a lot more kind of level-headed than the one taking the trade.
yeah, well said.
So it's always, be careful if you need to identify things, attributes, of yourself that could sort of cause you any sort of pain when it comes to trading. As soon as you identify those attributes, try and work on them.
Yep.
Even if it means, making a list of your weaknesses, putting it in front of you, and making sure that you do not fall victim to any of that.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
Well said.
So, this is my style of trading. I'm honestly, guys, I am the most mango trader here.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I do not like stressing out.
And
I hate it.
And you guys have no idea. She's night and day from where she used to be. Like, she was just talking about Ethereum, right? How she used to wake up in the middle of the night. It used to drive me nuts, because I used to be like, what are you doing, man? It's one of the reasons why Krisha and I trade completely separate and different accounts, because we have different trading styles completely. And she's figured, and everyone's gonna have different trading styles, which is why calls don't work, guys, which is why those signals and pump and dump things don't work, because your trading style is not gonna match mine. My trading style does not match Krisha's, even though we are so alike and compatible on so many fronts. When it comes to trading, we have very different styles, and you got to identify your weaknesses and work on them, like Krisha said. Even if it means saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to stay away from any situation that targets my weakness. And that's the beauty about trading. You get to choose your battlefield. Do not let go of that advantage. You get to choose your battlefield. No other profession gives you that, man. In trading, you're allowed to choose your battlefield. Okay. I identified my weaknesses and my strengths, and I use my strengths to my advantage, and I just stay away from my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is that, I'm just going to come out and say it, is that when I get really caught in the zone, right, that traders call it in terms of day trading, I tend to overtrade. I let my winners get to me, and I get more and more confident, and I feel freaking invincible, and I don't know what happens to me, but I stop thinking clearly. Once I get to that 7th win in a row, 8th win in a row, I have identified that, you know what, Sean, that's when you end up losing the most money, right? Now, other traders, their winning streak helps them, and they get more and more confident. I get crazier. So I've identified that in myself. My strength that I've identified is that I am comfortable in drawdowns. I'm very comfortable in drawdowns, which is why I can hold bigger trends, and I don't need to day trade. I can hold long-term trends, like this Bitcoin trade, like this Ethereum trade that we've been holding for months now. I sat through this drawdown from 750 all the way to 680 while I was on vacation. It didn't phase me at all. I sat through so many more. Like we sat through 670 all the way down to 550. This is the hourly chart. So let's go ahead and look at the daily. We sat through so much over here at 665 all the way down to 550, and then again over here from 600 all the way down to 489. We sat through all of this. Why? Because That's one of our strengths, where we are able to sit through drawdowns. Me more so than Krisha, and that's where
Yeah.
having a trading partner really helps, because I get to strengthen her when she has those moments of weakness, and she strengthens me when I have my crazy bouts. So
Which brings me back to another thing when it comes to sometimes in this market, in volatile markets, you guys are going to need strength. Okay, you guys may need some input, so don't hesitate to reach out to the Mango fam on Discord channel if any of you are in that position, because I mean, I am, I'm kind of lucky to have a partner with me on this journey, right? So a lot of you out there may not be as lucky. So if you need that support, right? If you need like a shoulder or whatever, get into the Discord channel, because we have a pretty solid community in there.
yeah, we don't have a large community, but we do have quality people that are always there to talk to you and help you out. Because hey man, I'd rather have that than anything else, because it's why I started Mango too, right? Because when I did have those huge wins and I did started feeling successful as a trader, I still felt very alone. I felt lonely, because there was no one to share that journey with, and that's what Mango's all about, having people to share this journey with. Not about just making money. It's journey before destination, man. And
Boom.
yeah. So, yeah,
Okie dokie.
let's wrap it up over there.
Yes, sirree. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, we'll be coming out with more streams. But until then, guys, make sure to trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the Mango way, trade the easy way. Sean, any final notes?
Nope. Ethereum doing well, Bitcoin doing well. Just keep
Boom,
it
boom,
Mango,
boom.
man. Keep it Mango, and hey, the market always has opportunity, so don't do anything stupid, guys. Don't do anything stupid and FOMO, okay? Everything you're doing should have a plan and a purpose. If you've not made the decision beforehand, like Kusha said, right, don't make the decision at all. Don't do something stupid to get out of position. Don't do something stupid to get into position, okay? Stay the course. Do it Mango. Until then, do it the Mango way, like Kusha said. Do it the stress-free way. Ciao, guys.
Ciao, guys.